Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's video we're going to be doing a model review, and this is the NG Models 1:400 scale JetBlue Airbus A321neo. Now, something I just want to point out before we get into the box, I do apologise about the delay of this video. However, I did have quite a few issues, well not quite a few, I did have a significant issue with the landing gear of this model, so I've been spending the past few days trying to fix it. Honestly, I did manage to reattach it and the wheels, however a bit of the paint has been chipped off of the actual strut of the gear and the wheels don't roll anymore. It's not a great job, however it works-ish. I will try and find another one to replace this because I don't really like it now, which is really annoying because I really liked this model before. Before we get into the box, here is the loyalty card. All the newer NG models come with these. This one is pink, which is really nice, and then obviously the code has already been redeemed. It's right there. I do like the pink cards. I think they look quite nice. I got that with my, I believe, the Ryanair and my Qatar, which is pretty cool. We're now moving on to the box. Now this is a very nice box from NG. NG Models always does an amazing job at this. We have Airbus A321neo titles up there. You then got the livery of the tail, the pattern of the whole tail implemented on the box throughout the entire box. JetBlue, and then you got Joel Peterson, which is the name of this aircraft. The clip art of the model, JetBlue. The registration is November 4022 Juliet. NG next generation model, JetBlue mint sticker there. 1:400 scale collectible models, die-cast metal. And we then have the little bit, well this is what every side has, but Airbus A321neo clip art, the registration, the company name, and the item number, which is 13062. And then this side has JetBlue, NG, Airbus A321neo, and then the 1:400 scale collectible model bit. Obviously the same on these sides. Then at the back we have pretty much the same as the front, however we don't have the aircraft name here. We then have the socials, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the official website, the warning label, and then obviously this is not for anyone under the age of 14, and then it says made in China. I do have a lot of NG models now. I think I have near enough 40 of them, which is crazy. However, one thing I've really noticed, I mean I'll explain it when I get to the model, but it is rather annoying. And now moving on to the actual aircraft. Now the thing I was going to say in the previous clip, the one thing that is really I'm starting to notice about NG models is their wheels and gears. They always seem to over time just fall off. I've had issues with my Lufthansa A320neo, this one. I've had an issue with my British Airways, my BA Better World 320neo. I've also had a problem, I think I had a slight issue with my United 757, and then I also had an issue with the Qatar. So it does seem to be quite a common issue with the NG aircraft. But starting off, we have the front. Hold on, I need my tool. We have the front of the aircraft. You have the cockpit windows, the windscreen wipers, the nose cone details. And then I believe it says Joel Peterson there with JetBlue mint. The pitot tube. You've got the L1 door with the latches and the little window. I think that's fly. I don't know what that says. I think it says fly-fi or something like that. You then got the boarding card bit there, the JetBlue titles, the antenna. You then have the nose gear, which doesn't look too bad on this side, but on the other side there's a lot of paint chips. And you can see I put one of the wheels on wrong, I think, because that's gold. Either that or the paint is completely stripped off, which is rather irritating. Moving on, we have the windows. All look really nicely done. The emergency exits. On the A321neo and the A320neo, and I think just on the COs as well, they have two emergency exit doors, but on the A318 and 19 they just have one door. You then got the engines, which are Pratt & Whitney engines, which are the better ones in my opinion. They sound a lot nicer. When I go to the airport and these arrive in, it's so cool just hearing them come off the runway. They just sound incredible. You then got the leading edge of the wings, which look really nicely replicated on there. You then got the winglet, the classic sharklet of the A320 family with the colours, the stripe and the dark blue. You then got the emergency exit slide indications there, and then the walkway detail on the wing. The main gear as well, there's a little glimpse of that, which is really nicely done. And something NG Models actually knows what to do is how to get an engine size correct. NG Models, no, Gemini Jets cannot seem to get that right. They always, anytime I've bought a Neo aircraft from Gemini Jets, the engines are really close to the floor, if not scraping the ground, which is always great. Moving on to the back, we have the Wi-Fi box, another emergency exit there, you got some antennas, the registration again with the US flag, Airbus A321neo, the L2 door, and then moving on to the JetBlue tail, which looks really nice. Here's a closer glimpse of it. We also have the stabilizers, which are really nicely done. NG always do good with their prints, I've noticed. They're really good with that. You then got the APU, which has an actual hole in the back, which is really nice detail. And then moving on to this side, which is kind of the loading side, you could say. You got the where the catering would go. You got the luggage door areas where the luggage would go, right there, which are quite faint in real life, but on the camera they don't look actually that bad. You then have, let me just focus it out a tiny bit more, it'll zoom out if you could say, adjust the focus, and then you got another door, a big cargo door right under the L and the U. And then we have the underside of the aircraft. I'm not going to play with this model or like touch it too much just because it is rather delicate. We have the stand hole, the landing light indications, which I actually don't think you can see. There you go. Then got the geared doors where the main gears go. You got an antenna there and the stand hole. And then here is a closer look at the nose gear, which, yeah, very unfortunate that, because this was an amazing model. These are quite rare as well, so quite unfortunate. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I do apologise for this video coming out a bit late. I just had technical issues with this aircraft. The next video is going to be an unboxing, which is going to be a really good unboxing. It is just one aircraft, but it is going to be a very good one. I'm going to try and record multiple videos at a time because I just have so many videos I need to get out. I was also thinking of starting a new airport. I'll keep AWI, but I would like to start like a kind of, not regional, but not an international airport. Smaller than AWI, just as a filler for AWI, because obviously I can't do AWI right now because of the space I have. But it would be really good to start another airport just for compensate to that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.